all magical, guys, just like a kid going to Disneyland. If you love yarn, you know what I mean. But I want to bring you guys along with me, making my Mickey Mouse purse. I do have a tutorial out for Aristocats with Marie. If you're interested, it's on my YouTube channel. But look at all this fabric, guys. I've never done this before. Go into Joann's and hand pick my fabric. It was so nice. Just loving all the Mickey Mouses. And guys, it was under $5 for a whole yard. So that was pretty sweet right there. But look how cute they are. Absolutely just loving all of them. So this is hand knitting, and I have a tutorial out on hand knitting with a pink and white, creating a really cute sassy purse. It's on my YouTube channel if you're interested. But I want to go ahead and just bring you guys along, like include you guys in the whole process of making this purse right here. And these fabrics, guys, are just so adorable. I wanted so many of them, but just can get one. Look how nice this one is. Like, you can do so much with fabric. And I'm no sewist, but it's really cool with hand knitting and making this purse in general because it involves so much craftsmanship. So that's my fabric I chose, guys. And look at this Halloween. I just want to make so many things with all these fabrics. Possibly we'll be doing a trick-or-treat bag. I will be launching that then in October. I'm not quite sure still, so this one's really nice. I might come back for that one. Or this one right here. I mean, maybe this one. This one's really, really cute. Absolutely love it. So yes, in a week, I'll be posting it up on making the Mickey Mouse purse. I take you the whole process. I teach very slowly for ease of understanding. It is hand knitting. It is just like knitting and crocheting, just no hooks. So here is my Aristocats one. It is already up. It's absolutely adorable, guys. I love it so much. So please check it out on my YouTube channel, guys. Thanks. Making our Mickey Mouse purse, guys. I wanted to start off with the materials. So Royal Velvet by Loops and Threads. This is all from Michaels that the yarn I'll be using. Here's our gorgeous fabric, guys. I absolutely love this one right here. And the colors are obviously black, red, and a little bit of white for our buttons. So like I said, I do have a tutorial out on a Marie design where I show you how to do two colors striped. But with this one, you want to get our yarn always in this position, and the right side or the top yarn, that's our working yarn. And we're going to flip it over like so. We're making a slip stitch, just like what you would call in crochet, and pull it through like so, just as you saw. Pulling on the tail, you want a short little tail to tighten it, and then adjusting is the top yarn or the right side, the working yarn. That's how you adjust your loop size, and you want it tight. Keep it about the joint, right on your index finger, the bone length. So we're making our foundation chain, and we are going to cast on 12. Pulling the working yarn through the loops using your fingertips. Just like so, guys. And I want to show you how to count. Right on the top of the bumps, the little rigid bumps. That's how you count. So this is number 4. And I am simply teaching you the technique on how to make a purse. So I'm just choosing a cast on 12 stitches. Once you learn the technique, there's no right or wrong. You can go as small or little as you want, but I think 12 makes a clutch size. So make sure you're counting. Okay guys, so I'm gonna count back now the rigid bumps to make sure that I have a total of 12. And you always want to do this, just always to be assured. Now what we do next, real simple guys. I mean, making a purse, the square off shape is so easy. The last stitch, the last previous stitch, you're gonna knit right through it. Pull the working yarn right through it, and then work down your foundation chain, pulling the working yarn down all the loops that you did. So we did 12. We're gonna pull the working yarn through all the 12 loops. Right on the top, slip your finger underneath and pull the working yarn through. And remember, you want to knit tight, about keeping it about the bone length on your index finger. Why? Because we don't want gaps. We want it nice and uniformed. So yes, it can be hard. You gotta really slip, especially if you have nails. I mean, that's gonna help you though, but just use your fingertips. This is the hardest part right here. And make sure you're counting. You want a total of 12. Make sure you get that very last one right where you did your, so basically the slip stitch one. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and count, just lots of count. Just always want to be assured here. You have a total of 12. Now what we do is we're going to rotate. We're going to simply rotate it. So that little tail hanging out is our golden marker. That's always going to tell you that you're on the second round of completing the whole set. So now we are going to knit again. We are going to knit through all the loops. And you just want to always make sure you're counting. Get through all the top of the loops. So see guys, I'm using my pinky right here because it is kind of tight. Let me see. Scissors can help right here if you need a little help with this part. Of like, or if you have a crochet hook, this is the only hard part right here. You gotta really work it with your fingertips right here. Use your nails. Use scissors to pull it. You know, help open that stitch. And make sure you're counting. Even though we're gonna count again, you just want to make sure you have all the loops knitted through. Okay guys, I'm pulling through my last 12th stitch, and then like I said, go ahead and count down to make sure you got all 12 loops knitted on the other side. You just always want to make sure, because if you skip one, you got to start all over, or you just accept it, be like, okay. But it can actually affect your work sometimes. So I got all my gorgeous 12 stitches knitted. Now we're going to rotate it back. That little tail is our golden marker. So on the left side, that tells us the new row, the new set begins. So that was, we just knitted one row. So see, we're using our golden tail, or our tail as a golden marker. And now simply what you're going to do with the tail on the left side, starting the second row, we're going to go ahead and knit through all the stitches again, all 12. And then when you're done doing the top, you're going to rotate it and do the bottom. And the bottom, so the whole objective is just knit through all the loops you've made. So the top, it works out like this for me. The whole objective is just knitting through all. So the top, I'm going to be pulling through 12. And then when I rotate to the bottom, it's going to be a total of 11. But just as long as you get through all the stitches, you're building up the purse now. So it doesn't matter if you have, like, if you knit through 11 on the top and then when you rotate to the bottom you have 12. Just as long as you get through all of them. So this is our second row. Every time you rotate that tail back to the left side, that's your new set, your new row. So I just knit it to the top. Now I'm going to rotate it and knit through the bottom to complete off my second row. And so just keep knitting. And your tail, if you can see, it doesn't matter if you have the working yarn over or under the tail. Just because ultimately we're going to be pulling in that tail, and we're just going to hot glue it, guys. It's not going to be showing the fabric. The inner lining is going to cover it all up, and we're not going to put too much hot glue. We don't even have to hot glue it, but for security purposes, why not? Why not? I've learned from many people where they just don't, and I'm like, we need some security here, so let's just hot glue it down. Why not? You will not fill it through because we're not going to put globs. We're just going to put a nice line to just pin it down, keep it secured. So I'm working through my 11 stitches now on the bottom. And that completes my second row, guys. My second row. My tail's on the right side, so I just completed my second row. Now, I'm gonna rotate it back for my third row. And you're just gonna repeat the process. So I'm just counting along here, guys. Just constantly counting. And so just repeat the process for the third row, the third set. And I'll go ahead and just let you guys observe me. I do take you guys through the whole process with me. I do cut out, but, let you guys go ahead and observe. Okay guys, I'm counting down my third set here. Just completed my third set, so I'm rotating it back. And on the fourth row, we're gonna fold it in half like a taco. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that. So we're gonna grab it like so. Fold it in half, just like so. So your top half, your top stitches are still on top. It's just fold it in half now. And we're going to continue working along. If it's too difficult, you're having like no, then fold it in half on the fifth set. But it's, you know, it's gonna kind of, you know, be a little hard as you see me doing right here. Like I keep pushing and holding it. Is why the fourth row? Because, you know, just sooner the better, because it's actually the third row where you fold at least, is to help eliminate the gaps when you're knitting, especially the edges. I have put this theory to test and just kept knitting, as you saw, flat. By the time it was to enclose, it was I ruined my project. You have to fold it to help knit tight, to help with the enclosing part at the end. And I'm still using my tail, guys, as my golden marker. So this is my fourth row. So now I'm simply gonna grab it and just turn it over to get the other side now. Watching where your last stitch that you just knitted through, you're gonna continue on with the next stitch. Remember, the whole objective is just to get through all stitches. We're building up our purse here. This is the pants part, guys. The red on Mickey. So it will get easier. It'll start to just lay nice and smooth for you as you're building up your purse or makeup bag. And use your tail as your golden marker. The right side says you're completing the other half, the other side, to complete off that row. So here's my fourth row all completed. Tails on the right side, so I know that. I'm going to rotate it back. Always making sure I have that tail visible. That's what I'm doing. I just want to make sure that tail is visible so I don't get confused. And continue knitting for another set, guys. For the fifth set, fifth row, whatever makes sense to you. And I'll let you guys continue observing. And we're going to be integrating our block soon. Make sure you're counting, get through all the loops. Use your tail. So like I said, just one more row, one more set for 5. And we're going to be integrating the block. So I'm going to go ahead and then just meet you guys when I have a total of 5 red rows. You can go and pause the video if you need. But so this video is not super long here, guys. But yes, integrating the black on the 6th row. Okay guys, so my 6th row is when we're going to cut off the red, as you just saw. We're going to cut off and leave a nice tail length because we are going to tie the black now, our secondary color. So as you see me doing, making a nice knot that's close to the stitch. And this is one of the methods right here with joining chunky chenille yarn. Even if it's size 6 bulky, but it's hand knitting. This is one of the methods right here. It's very simple. You could do it with blankets, but you simply just make a knot with your 2 different colors. Pull where there's not much give anymore. And then you're simply gonna cut off those ends. If this was a plushie, you don't have to cut off the ends because the ends are going to be stuffed in the plushie. But because it's a purse, even though the fabric's going to be covering it, let's just go ahead and cut it anyway to keep it nice and uniformed. So now simply, rather than taking, our red, now it's our black. We're just going to carry on knitting along with the black. And you want to make sure that that knot that you made is pressed right up against the stitch. So, you're knitting tight. You're carrying on with the black now. So, pretty simple, guys. I absolutely love this method because there was 2 other methods, but which please watch the other video as I mentioned in the description box of joining chunky chenille yarn. Even though it's a size 6 bulky, it's still hand knitting. And this is how joining and switching colors with hand knitting works. So tying a knot with your 2 different yarn of colors, snipping the ends, and continue working along. So we're going to continue working along now for a total of... we're going to do a total of 12 rows. And we did a, let me see, I have to count here, guys. Let's see. 5 for the pants. So 7. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 7 rows, guys, for the black. And then I'll be showing you how to cast off. So it'll be a total of 7 rows of the black. And this is just my pattern. This is how I'm designing my purse. You don't have to do 7 if you don't want. You can do 5 or 6. This is just determining how tall your purse or makeup bag is going to be. But I'm going to do a total of 7. So for a whole total of 12. So I cast on 12 and I knit a total of 12 rows. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just keep going along, rotating it. Use your tail as a marker so you don't get confused. We want a total of 7 rows, and then we'll be casting off. So I'll let you observe for a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and just meet you when I have my total done, for the sake of this video not being super long here. And then we can go and get a hot glue gun, get it ready at this point, because we're going to be hot gluing down just a little hot glue, the tail ends and the little cute little white buttons, which I'll be using the yarn for. Or you can use actual buttons, that'd be totally cute as well. But this is just how I designed mine. So a total of 7 black rows I am doing, guys. So here's my total, guys, of 7 black rows knitted. And like I said, go ahead and pause the video if you need to. But now we're going to be casting off. And simply, as you see me doing, just taking my black yarn and using the purse width as measurement. Just you're going to pull as much yarn, going across the purse width twice. And that's how long of a tail that you're gonna want to cast off. So go ahead, and if I went too fast with that, just go rewind it to go ahead and observe that again. But I pull the tail across the purse width twice. And now I'm simply going to knit the tail from inside out through all the loops. So the stitch that is connected to the tail, I'm going to go ahead and work the next stitch right over it. And gently tugging, very gently. But we are simply enclosing off now. And we're working from inside out. And that's actually kind of like a golden rule right there. When you're enclosing with hand knitting, you're gonna want to work inside out. Of course, there are hand knitters that do it from the opposite way, outside in. But from how I was taught and observed with my own projects, working the tail, excuse me guys, from inside out encloses your craft pretty nicely uniformed. So that's what you see me doing here. It's just taking the tail and working from inside out through all 12 loops, 12 stitches. And gently tugging like so. And we're basically completing off our purse or makeup bag here, guys. Make sure your loops are not twisted on you, because they might twist on you. And so now to get the back side, I'm simply going to rotate it, flip over the purse, and just keep working along, pulling the tail through all the loops, inside out. And that's pretty much it, guys. Real easy. I love making these purses. It's like addicting. Makeup bags. Just like so. Coming towards the last of my loops, guys. This is where I'm gonna be using a glue gun. I mean, you can sew it. I never sewed with the velvet. I mean, I don't know how. Plus, I'm not a good sewist, guys. I wouldn't even call myself a sewist. So I'm just gonna use hot glue here. And so my last stitch, I'm gonna pull the tail right through it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and you're gonna go ahead and snip a small little tail, because that small little tail, we're gonna go and hot glue it, molding it to the purse. So we're gonna mold both of the tails. Just a little bit of hot glue Or maybe you could sew it. I never tried that. But this is what it looks like inside, guys, before we put in the fabric. I mean, look how beautiful that is. It's so beautiful. Like, I had to show you guys, and you guys can see in your own makeup bags and purses. It's like, it's so tempting to think, could that have been the outside? But I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate how I'm gonna add my white buttons. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do all yarn. So this is how you see me doing. I'm just snailing it, and I'm gonna take my glue gun and put some hot glue right where I want my white buttons. And I think this will be really cute with actual white big buttons. I was gonna do that, but that's just like more money, and I'm in love with this yarn. Again, Royal Velvet by Loops and Threads. So I just, you know, any reason I can keep using this yarn. So that's how I'm going to do mine, guys. Just like so, just how I showed you. I'm going to snail it, hot glue it. And like I told you with the tails, you're going to go ahead and hot glue them into your purse. But I wanted to go ahead and just take you through my whole process here with adding the fabric. So this is how I do it. So this is the fun part. Well, hand knitting's absolutely fun, but this is like the craftsmanship right here. You can go and fast forward through all this if you want, or you can go ahead and observe. I'm just showing you how I do it. I'm no sewist. This is just how I'm doing it. I'm simply using my purse here, guys, as my ruler. And I'm going to cut right where you see me doing. I'm just going to cut simply like that. So it really helps to have some great scissors. I have these great scissors that came with our knife set. And it's just like, I love it because it cuts so precise. So there's my 2 panels. And I used my purse as measuring. And now I'm simply going to be cutting for the edges. I'm just showing you how I do it. So, this is no longer hand knitting, guys. It's all craftsmanship. You can go and skip this part if you want. Or you can go and just keep observing how I do my inner lining. So those are going to be, that's how I want my panels to look for my sides. So I took my 2 panels for the that I just cut, folded it, and made a nice little measuring tape, you can call it, for my sides. And this is just all fun craftsmanship. So I'll go ahead and let you guys observe how I do it. You can go and fast forward through this part if you want. So I want to go ahead and show that this is how I do the inner lining, guys. I just go ahead and put a little bit of a line of hot glue where you saw me fold. And then when that's pressed down, I go ahead and apply hot glue, a thin line right there in the middle. And then go ahead and put some right there on the bottom, and I just push, flatten out the fabric. So, I use hot glue. Obviously, you would sew this, but never really sewed on to velvet yarn. And I'm sure you can, but this is just how I'm doing it. And just measure up the fabric here where I need to, because it's too long. I'm just gonna go and apply the hot glue. See, it's not too overdone. It's just one line. Say total of three lines along the back of the fabric. No, a total of 4 lines, guys, because that one's just folding in half. And so this is how I do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward through all this now. But I just wanted to give a little bit of insight on how I go ahead and apply the fabric. Obviously, sewing again as I am working on a cardigan, which the tutorial will be coming out for a cardigan, a baby cardigan. I'm very excited for that. That will involve sewing. So right there, will you see me pointing to you again? So I'm just giving you a nice look in how I do it. But that's it, guys. Fun craftsmanship here. So I put glue right there. My zipper, guys, I wanted to go ahead and just show a little bit. So I get this from Amazon. I just go on Amazon and type attach zippers for a purse. And I get this one right here. And so this is what you see me. This is how I do it. So it comes with one long strand. Zippers on it already. And so I'm just measuring it up of how much I'm going to need and where I cut. And again, I use the glue gun to go ahead and glue it right along the seams. So here it is, guys. I told you I hot glued the little white buttons. I snailed it. That's how I measured it up. But this is our purse, guys, or makeup bag. And guys, I absolutely love this so much. Look how adorable that is. I just love it. I love it. So this was a whole tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have it on Aristocats Marie design, pink and white stripes. Yes, and so this was the Mickey one. I just had to go ahead and show how to do a Mickey one. I just thought, that would be pretty cool. And please, if you like this, go ahead. I read all my comments and become a subscriber. I post many different tutorials on hand knitting. But this was our Mickey purse, and look how adorable it is. I just had to put it with the Mickey Mouse teddy bear in the background because it goes so well. This is a perfect gift for a Mickey lover. If you know anyone or for yourself. Absolutely adore this, guys. And again, a Royal Velvet by Loops and Threads. I get it from Michael's. Beautiful yarn, guys. Love. It's my favorite yarn. Size 6 bulky. It just works with hand knitting. Provides a durability, heavy weight to it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please watch my other tutorials on other crafts, plushies, blankets, pillows. The other purse one, if you're interested. I teach you on the Tarja method 2-tone. But this was an adorable one. I absolutely love it.